Manhattan Beach, California. It went from an uninhabitable pile of sand to one of the most expensive places to live in the world. So yes, today we're gonna talk Manhattan Beach real estate. We'll talk a little bit of history, prices, why the heck are people even moving here? And then at the end, we'll take a tour of 3 different neighborhoods in Manhattan Beach, including the most expensive, my favorite, and the best bang for your buck. And first, a little bit of Manhattan Beach history. Around the early 1900s, Manhattan Beach was pretty much just like a big pile of sand dunes that people hated because they covered the sidewalks and because, well, sand blew in their face. Now, in 1903, a train track was built along the Strand in Manhattan Beach, but that was mostly so people could get to the real destination, which at the time was Redondo Beach. Then in 1912, Manhattan Beach became a city. Empty lots started selling for about $300, or the equivalent of about $9,000 today. And then they realized, okay, if this is gonna work, the sand dunes got to go. So around the 1920s, a ridiculous amount of sand was taken out and shipped to Waikiki, Hawaii, resulting in pretty much one of the first ever beach transplants. But if you're like, oh man, I love sand dunes, why did they take them away? Well, you, my friend, are in luck. You're more than welcome to run up and down the last sand dune in Manhattan Beach, located in Sand Dune Park. So why the heck are people even moving to Manhattan Beach? One, it's got award-winning schools, which naturally has resulted in a kid-friendly community. I mean, you just need to walk down the street, trip over a bunch of toys, and you soon start realizing who actually runs this town. Also, compared to Santa Monica, which has more of an international feel, Manhattan Beach has more of a local small town feel with less tourists and, well, homeless people. And compared to Venice Beach, well, actually, Manhattan Beach is pretty much the opposite of Venice Beach. For example, no weed shops in Manhattan Beach. Venice Beach, there's pretty much one on every block. Manhattan Beach is like a suburb by the sea. But now for some cons. Manhattan Beach is pretty much a suburb by the sea. Yes, it's quiet, it's peaceful, and for that same reason, it can sometimes lack the excitement that can come with having like a little bit of craziness. Also, many streets don't have sidewalks, and if they do, they don't have parkways or that section of grass between the street and the sidewalk. But worst of all, in my opinion, unlike most communities that put the utility poles in the backyard, Manhattan Beach mostly has them on the sidewalks. So it's kind of like they said, okay, so we're not gonna decorate the streets with trees and parkways, but you do get utility poles and a bunch of wires. Now, some residents have gotten together and paid out of pocket to hide the wires underground, which is important to know if you're buying a house in Manhattan Beach, because you could end up buying in a district that has gotten approval to get rid of the utility poles, which is great, except it could also come with a bill of between $20,000 to $130,000. But now for the fun stuff, let's talk real estate. And by the way, my name is Daniel Rangel, real estate agent in Los Angeles, servicing Manhattan Beach. If I can be of any help, it would be an honor. And for a consultation, you can find my information in the description below. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit like or subscribe. Now, the median price for a single family house in Manhattan Beach is around $3.2 million, which in general makes it more expensive than Venice Beach and Marina del Rey, and less expensive than Santa Monica and Pacific Palisades. Although, worth noting, when it comes to front row beach houses, Manhattan Beach per square foot is one of the most expensive places to get a beach house. For example, about $13 million in Santa Monica gets you a 4,000 square foot house with about 11,000 square feet of land. In Manhattan Beach, you get the same size house, but on a much smaller 3,500 square foot piece of land. So yes, when it comes to beachfront houses per square foot, Manhattan Beach has some of the most expensive real estate in Los Angeles, which kind of also means that some of the most expensive real estate in the world is the Manhattan Beach parking lot. Now, in the past 10 years, the median price for a single family house in Manhattan Beach has gone up by about 109% compared to about 125% in Santa Monica. And one possible reason for the bigger increase in Santa Monica is because Santa Monica is more of an international destination. Now, the median price for a condo in Manhattan Beach is around $1.9 million, to which you may be like, well, that is a lot of money for a condo. And the thing is, you don't really have too many traditional type condos in Manhattan Beach. Most of them look like single family houses or townhouses and mostly consist of only like 2 units. So yes, not a lot of condo sales in Manhattan Beach. About 80% of all sales are single family houses, which again kind of just adds to the whole suburban feel of Manhattan Beach. But now let's talk neighborhoods. Now, the most expensive section of Manhattan Beach is the sand section, or the section closest to the beach. And the general rule of thumb is that the further south you go, the lots get bigger and the prices, well, get higher. But if you're into surfing, the north section called El Porto is where you're gonna wanna be for some of the best waves in Los Angeles. Now, the most expensive area in the sand section is going to be the Strand, or the houses with front row views to the beach, which can carry a median price of about $13 million. Now, some cool things about living in the sand section are, well, one, of course, the proximity to the beach, but also the walkability to downtown Manhattan Beach, where you have restaurants, bars, and, well, all that good stuff. Also, the walk streets are a cool feature of the houses in the sand section. Now, on the con side, lots are typically going to be smaller here at about 2,600 square feet, which also can sometimes mean a little bit more congestion. And if you're looking for privacy, well, this is probably not going to be your best bet. But in general, if you're looking for classic Southern California vibes with a local small town feel and high walkability, yes, you might be into the sand section. Now, the median price for a single family house here is around $4 million, with a high of about $20 million. Manhattan Beach neighborhood number 2, my favorite, the Tree section, located east of the sand section and west of Sepulveda Boulevard. Now, some of the benefits of living here are going to be, one, the lots are typically bigger, the median lot size being around 4,500 square feet, which also means less congestion, more privacy, and generally bigger houses. Now, 2 of my favorite sections here are, one, the area surrounding American Martyrs Church. It just has like a cozier, more charming feel than the section to the east. Also, some of the streets here actually have sidewalks with parkways, so you can walk on and not get run over by a car. You're also closer to the beach, downtown, and Veterans Parkway, a 3.5-mile running or walking path that goes from Manhattan Beach to Hermosa Beach. Now, my other favorite area is going to be the northwest section west of Laurel Avenue, and I just think this section lives up more to the name Tree section. It just has a more lush and rustic feel. And no, it doesn't have sidewalks, but I feel like this area does a better job of owning that. It kind of just feels natural, and it has like this backcountry feel that makes you even forget that you're even in Los Angeles. Now, the median price in general in the Tree section is around $3.5 million, with a high of about $11 million. And finally, Manhattan Beach neighborhood number 3, the best bang for your buck, Liberty Village and Manhattan Heights, located in the northeast section of Manhattan Beach. Now, this is one of the most affordable sections to buy a house in Manhattan Beach, but by no means does that mean it's not attractive. I actually like this area more than the more expensive section south of Manhattan Boulevard, where I think the streets are bland and full of a bunch of utility poles. Now, on the contrary, here the sidewalks actually have parkways and the utility poles are hidden in the backyard, as they should be, minimum. Now, this area also just has more of a nice traditional suburb feel to it. Also, unlike the south, this section is generally flatter, which makes for better neighborhood walks and like street basketball. You're also right next door to one of the best parks in Manhattan Beach, Polywog Park, with a bunch of green spaces, a botanical garden, and a pond. And generally speaking, the further west you go, the lots get bigger, which on average range between 5,000 to 6,000 square feet. Houses also tend to be a little bit more expensive on the west side. Now, there's also a lot of new construction going on here, with original 1,000 square foot houses being knocked down and replaced with like 4,000 square foot palaces. So yes, this is like an up and coming neighborhood in Manhattan Beach. Now, the median price for a single family house here is around $2 million, with a high of about $4.2 million. But in summary, if you're looking for a safe, family-oriented neighborhood with good schools, check out Manhattan Beach, the suburb by the sea. And by the way, my name is Daniel Rangel, real estate agent in Los Angeles, servicing Manhattan Beach. If I can be of any help, it would be an honor. And for a consultation, you can find my information in the description below. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit like or subscribe. But either way, thanks a bunch for watching and have an awesome day.